Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton and I'm joined by Nikki Hendry.
Yes, again.
Again, you're back.
This is the second time in 2 weeks.
And
it's too much.
We're going to keep going and going. You're my favorite.
Oh, no, you're my favorite.
Hey, can you please tell me what you do here at TMZ?
Oh, you're going to interview me now?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Well, I'm actually coming up on my 10 years, Charlie, of being an employee here at TMZ. But I'm the supervisor of the clips and clearance department here. So any photo and videos that you guys see from the outside, that has our TMZ watermark on it, or is, one of the paparazzi agencies like Backgrid, Splash, or Mega, has come through my department, and we have kind of obtained those photos and videos. And we filter those through the site and the TV shows and getting clearances for other things like viral Instagrams and things like that.
Awesome. Very interesting, because I think it pertains to a couple of the stories we're doing today.
Oh, yes, it does.
That's an interesting gig you got here. Well, today we're talking about Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen, he spills the beans on why he thinks the Scandoval drama was so big.
Which I'm so excited to talk about Vanderpump, because this has honestly drummed it up, and it goes right in what he was saying. This is a huge scandal. It's cheating scandal. It's on one of the biggest shows, and everyone, I don't know. Go. This is your clip.
We're also going to talk about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and they're in New York and getting chased by paparazzi, and they want the footage now. And if we have time, we're going to get to Megan Fox and MGK. Well, they were spotted out in New York, and they're happily in love still.
She looked fire.
She did. Well, to our first story, yes. So today we're going to start with Andy Cohen. And I saw him out at LAX yesterday. On the heels of the big finale.
No way.
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it's you, Andy. And I saw Andy Cohen, and I just had to go up and ask him, like, why this story? Why has it been such a big and enduring story? And this is what he had to say.
People feel like they know them. I think infidelity is, something that a lot of people are interested and maybe have, a relationship with. And also, I think that the idea that, it happened with his best friend, with Ariana's best friend, I think it makes it all very dramatic and shocking, but it's real.
Why do they all cheat on each other so much?
I don't know. There's something in the water in West Hollywood. This isn't the first cheating scandal on Vanderpump Rules. It won't be the last, but it is certainly the biggest, and it's resonated the most with the most amount of people.
People love cheaters.
I mean, he said so many accurate statements in that, and in his answer. He was like, you feel like you know them, right? And when you're watching reality TV, that's why you're watching it, is to kind of take you out of your daily life and like just kind of like binge, just sitting there for like an hour just watching someone else's life fall apart, or
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Escapism.
Exactly. And so when this happened, you couldn't have written a better script, right? You have the couple who's been together for so long, and everyone's like, oh, they're so solid. And then they have their own problems, right? She like didn't want to have sex, and all these things started to come out. And it's like, okay, I get that. You couldn't have written a better script about cheating with the best friend.
That's so true, but it's just interesting that why this cheating scandal? Because there's so many cheating scandals on TV. There's been so many cheating scandals in Vanderpump Rules. Why has this one hit the hardest, and sort of like, we're talking about it 2 months later, and this is a show that I never watched. Did you watch it before this?
No, I didn't.
So many people didn't watch, and then you see it on like, front pages of websites, in every country. It's just like, why this one? But people love cheaters.
I don't know. I think Ariana, I've learned through friends talking about her, is like they said she would follow him anywhere, right? She said it in the clip on the finale. It's like she would go to the depths of the earth for him, right? And so I think that's apparent, and you see that. And I feel like some people just resonate with that of like, I would do anything for this person, and everyone's gotten their heart broken. You know what I mean? So they feel like they know her too. They feel like that's like a friend of theirs, and so
it makes you look back at yourself a bit. Like, it's a lot of cheating conversations I think have happened on the heels of watching this show. A lot of couples watching it together, like, you wouldn't cheat on me, would you? Like, it's that sort of stuff. Are we having enough sex? It's that sort of stuff.
I feel like that got real personal. Is that what you went home and asked your wife?
No. But I mean, it comes up. That's what the whole show's about. It's just about like, it's something that every couple worries about, I think.
I will agree. Yeah. I mean, I feel like, there is a point, like me and my husband have been married for 2 years now, but there are some times where I'm like, let's spice it up because I don't ever want us to fall into that comfortability and then not have, the sex or the romance or, the chemistry that we had from day one to kind of fall off once life happens, right? You have a baby now.
Right.
And that's why
Could you give us some tips? Like is spicing it up? I've been married like a lot longer than you.
yeah.
When you say we want to spice it up,
Yeah.
what are we referring to here?
I always try to make time, like busy. Sometimes I feel like when I come home and I'm eating dinner and like I don't have time for him and I'm scrolling on my phone or something, like I'm always like trying to make sure that I take time out just for us.
Okay,
And
that
so
wasn't
whether
as spicy as I was
Oh
thinking.
my God. Do you want me to say that we have sex all the time? Yes, I'm a Scorpio, Charlie. What are you
Is-
thinking?
is
Yes, we
Scorpio-
have sex.
Okay, good. Spicy sex. All right, good. We got to it. That's funny. Andy Cohen, just in general, what a mastermind. Like, he's like the head of, like, he's Bravo. He's Bravo. He's got all of these shows. He's just killing it in so many capacities. Just like talking to him yesterday, it's just like, what a legend.
You could not have written a better script. I'm telling you.
Totally. Oh, okay. Well, I'm interested to hear about what you think about our next story, because Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the other day they were chased, they say, around New York, near fatal, they said. They said it was near catastrophic, these photogs chasing their cars on scooters through oncoming traffic. They said it on the sidewalks. They painted a movie of a
Yes.
car chase, and
Yes.
I've seen some of this footage. It didn't look that bad. Like, yes, they're taking photos inside their cab. I don't know why they're in a yellow cab. It's like, come and take a photo of me. Like, it's obvious.
Yeah.
But now that they're demanding, they want the footage. They
Yeah.
want the footage and then the photo agency, Backgrid,
Yeah.
they said, we're not giving you it.
It's weird, right? So let's back it up. Harry and Meghan's legal team, fired off this letter to Backgrid saying, you know what, you guys are this photo agency that, we need all of the footage of the chase so that, for their own security or whatever. And Backgrid's lawyer said, no, in America, property belongs to the owner of it.
I love that line.
They're not
In
waiting to
America.
relieve-
you know it's going to be a good response when it starts with, well, in America.
And then, Backgrid, I have a personal relationship with them because
Yeah.
I talk to them daily. We buy photos and videos from them. And they said they had 4 photogs, 3 in cars, 1 on a bike. They had no intention of causing any stress or harm. Their only tool was their cameras. And this is just getting really legal, but there's no legal basis for Backgrid to have to turn over their footage. No lawsuit has been filed that would require that agency to turn it over. No documents. Nonetheless, just a demand was made. This is crazy, though. If you guys have ever visited New York, I'm just confused at the narrative that Harry and Meghan have now started of saying they were chased. I couldn't even get a block down in New York City without waiting 20 minutes.
Well, you
in
mean
traffic.
the traffic? Well, I think that's why the paparazzi were able to keep taking photos of them for so long, because in the video that we do have that's publicly available, it's like it's stop, start the cars, and paparazzi are on foot, just like walking up to the car, then walking in. Like, it's easy to chase them just by a slow dawdle. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy. So I don't necessarily buy this whole like it was a high speed chase.
Right. And chase is different, right? Chase physically means like the act of like running after them. If you're only going a few blocks, like not even a few blocks in a few minutes, that's not chase. That's just like you could say you were being stalked by the photo agencies and you didn't want to have photos taken of you. But being chased is very, very far-fetched.
They made it seem as if, they might have died.
Exactly. And it was very similar to, everyone was making the parallels to Princess Diana.
Correct.
And, when she, had ended up in that crash. And unfortunately, it was fatal. But
Well, that's why I think Harry's quite triggered by this. And that's understandable. There are
is.
things that we're all triggered by because of things that have happened to us in our past. And obviously, that horrific accident with Princess Diana has haunted him
I know.
this whole time, and is part of the reason he left England.
Uh-huh.
And
he's so protective over his wife and his family. Very,
Right.
very private person. I mean, we do get Harry and Meghan out on date nights and going out to restaurants and things like that, going to events, but we never really see their kids.
no,
They never do press. She had just given an award or like was, talking at that event, but they skipped the red carpet. They did not want to be asked any questions. So they're very private people. And I think it's all starting and stemming from Prince Harry's, stuff that happened with his mom and the royal family.
Totally. And I think it's such an interesting story, this one in particular, because often when these stories come out, celebrity versus paparazzi, everyone jumps on the celebrity side.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like what we do. And myself as what some people might think of as a paparazzi, even though we call ourselves field producers here,
Yeah.
we're reporters.
Yeah.
I'm usually inclined to step on the paparazzi side, I'm like, that's one of us.
Exactly.
And so it's interesting, like this story coming out where everyone's like, we're going for the paparazzi side now this time. Like, it's like, who do we hate less?
It's so true. And also there's like a fine line, right? Because I mean, Harry and Meghan have done some controversial stuff, the interviews that they do, bashing their families and not her. Well, yeah, she kind of did with her dad, but you know what I mean?
And
like
her sister.
And her sister and things like that. And every family has their drama, right? Every family has their stuff that happens. But sometimes you like to keep that stuff under wraps. And for these two people, they're so high profile that everything is out in the open. And it's just not a good look for when things like this happen, because then they start pointing the finger back at them.
Right. Is there any way you think they can revamp their image so that they're a bit more embraced by America?
I don't know. I truly don't know how this is going to play out for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, but everyone is still infatuated with them. And
in a negative way, though, it seems.
It does seem like that, but they still have crowds around them, like you said, of the paparazzi. Every time they're at an event, the crowds are crazy and people want to see them and get a glimpse of them. I mean, they're a glamorous couple. They're beautiful. And I don't know. I don't know how they're going to be able to redo it, because they've said a lot of stuff that I don't think that people can just forget about.
They better not break up, man. If they break up.
Oh, no, they're riding it out to the end.
Oh,
they may hate each other at the end, but they got to ride it out.
Right, absolutely. Okay, well, on to our last story. Megan Fox and MGK were spotted out in New York looking super affectionate. They had just come from a party with Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. And, we just got them all loved up and rubbing each other's backs.
Yeah.
And, like, this is interesting because there's been long speculation that they're broken up. These guys are engaged, by the way. They're engaged. And there's been long speculation that things are on the rocks, that maybe he cheated on her. There was this whole social media thing where she posted lyrics to Beyonce's Lemonade and she deleted some photos of him. And then they're like, oh, he's cheating on her with his guitarist in his band. But clearly not, or maybe not, or what's happening?
No, yeah. So in between like now and those rumors, there were some photos of them. I believe they were in Hawaii with MGK's daughter. And
they seem set up. Those photos seem set up to me.
But still, it doesn't matter. They're still in Hawaii together. They're not just like in Brentwood or something here, you know, in LA. And they were there together with his daughter. And I feel like when you are photographed with someone's daughter, or they're with someone's daughter, you know, it's serious. And so I think they were trying to work on it. And I think, there's a lot of outside noise when you're in Los Angeles. There's a lot of things. I mean, Hollywood is a small bubble. So I feel like they were like, let's just get out of town. Let's try and work this out. Let's do this.
And clearly they did.
They did. Yeah.
It just must be interesting living like a high profile relationship because every couple has fights or ups and downs and that sort of stuff. And then when they play out so publicly, those issues kind of become bigger. Like if you got to handle everything in private like the rest of us do, maybe you can squash things easy, you can get over things easier. But when there's like lots of articles like, did he cheat on her with her and she did this to him and she took the social media, then it's like it's so much harder to move on from that little incident because everyone else is still talking about it.
It's so true. And I feel like sometimes we forget that they're human too. You know, celebrities, I feel like a lot of people forget they're human too. So the things that normal humans do after a breakup or when they're having issues and like deleting all the photos off the Instagram and making those cryptic quotes on your story and things like that. Like it's just, she's doing it because she's human and she's a woman and she feels scorned in some way.
It's a girl thing to do.
It's a girl. Okay. Whoa. Guys do it too. Don't point the finger.
Do guys delete photos and put up quotes and that sort of stuff?
100% they do. But they do like quotes differently, right? It'll be like a funny meme and then someone, you know what I mean? And it's like supposed to be serious, but they're like trying to make a joke out of it because every guy like wants to be like cool. Doesn't want to show that they got their heart broken.
Right. Oh, I like that.
So don't just point the finger. It's not just girls. But we forget they're human and they have feelings too. And they're going through a really serious thing. I mean, they were engaged. I mean, they are engaged. But when they were having these issues, they were engaged. And that's serious. You know?
Yeah, but it looks like things obviously like, because this isn't sort of set up video in any way. This isn't sort of like they knew. It's not even a paparazzi. It's just like, it seems like just a fan or something, like just taking a video behind them. And it seems like they're genuinely affectionate, genuinely into each other. So I guess we can draw a line underneath all of that sort of unpleasantness.
Yeah, we do. Once you can't keep your hands off each other in public, I think we're safe to say they're like back together.
They're back together.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
They did not walk the carpet together. I think they were at the Sports Illustrated event last night.
She looked something else.
Lord Jesus.
You know,
MGK, if you don't want her, we'll take her.
Oh. Fact. Are you talking about us as in?
Yeah, a throuple.
Oh, wow.
Charlie.
This is an interesting end to a podcast. Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Nikki. This was so interesting.
Yeah, I loved it.
Fantastic. All right, thank you guys. We'll see you here next week.